Welcome back to the channel, Homemakers. I'm so glad to be back with you today. Yes, I have been gone for quite a while, and I'm hoping that today's video is going to help explain where I've been. We'll be talking about homemaking, and as a homemaker, you are the heart of your home and family. But what do you do when you're going through struggles as a homemaker? When something that you weren't expecting happens, be kind to yourself and give yourself the time and the space to process it. Back in January, my grandmother passed away, and I wasn't expecting it. She had such a big presence, and we didn't have the kind of relationship like you would expect. So I chose to remember the good times and to think of her in a good light. And it really took me a while to process it, and that's okay. My son Jack, even though he's a teenager, he knew that this whole thing was upsetting for me. So the day after the funeral, he asked me if I wanted to visit the farm where he works. They had a whole lot of baby cows that had just been born, and I just love to visit a farm and be out in nature, and it was such a blessing to me. My granny loved to read, and after she passed away, I got the idea to read some books that were old-fashioned and wholesome. So I decided to read the Little House on Rocky Ridge series. Now, if you're from Generation X like I am, you probably grew up watching Little House on the Prairie. Well, these books are a continuation of that. They tell the story of Laura Ingalls Wilder, her husband Almanzo, and their daughter Rose. The books start when Rose is about 6 or 7, and they follow her all the way until she's 19. And I really enjoyed reading these books. To my old friends, thank you so much for being here today. I am so happy to see you. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jennifer, and here at Belle Charm, we talk about faith, family, and homemaking. When you find yourself knocked down by sickness, give yourself time to heal. In February, I got COVID for the very first time. And y'all, I thought, oh, I'll be better in 4 or 5 days. But actually, it took me over 2 weeks to get better. I couldn't cook, I couldn't clean, I couldn't do the laundry. All I could do was sit back and watch my family do the jobs that I normally do. And the good thing that came out of that was I realized just how much we do as homemakers. Just a couple of days after I started feeling better from COVID, my precious dog Ellie went blind from glaucoma. Y'all, I was so scared we were going to lose her. She needed emergency surgery, but the vet said she would be just fine, and he was right. Another thing that you can do when you're facing the challenges of life is to return to things that bring you comfort. For me, that's been reading my Anne of Green Gables book and devotional. I read them last year, and they were so good that I'm reading them again. Another thing I've been doing is listening to the old hymns. Alan Jackson has a wonderful album of hymns. And back in the 80s, when I was growing up in church, I never dreamed how much the hymns would mean to me now. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to everyone who reached out to check on me through emails or letters or cards. I truly appreciate you, and you ladies are just the best. I'd like to share one of my favorite verses with you. It's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Sometimes I just say, Lord, I trust you. I don't understand why this is happening, but I submit my life to you, and I ask you to make my path straight, and please show me what to do. And when you're going through a struggle, this is something that you might need to say every day. Thank goodness our struggles don't last forever. In April, we celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. And the day before our anniversary, we went and stood in the exact spot where we were married in downtown Savannah. And it was overwhelming to stand there together and to look back on our lives. And in moments like that, you're not thinking about the hard times. You're thinking about the love, the joy, and the happiness that you've shared with this life we built together. The next day on our anniversary, we headed over to Charleston, South Carolina for a little getaway. Charleston is so pretty. And one thing that really caught my eye was their beautiful window boxes. At the end of April, me and my husband were able to attend the Georgia State FFA Convention, where Jack received 2 awards. And it was so amazing to get to be there. There was over 6,000 people in attendance.
Our third place winner is Jackson.
If you find yourself struggling, it might be time to learn to accept change. Our lives are filled with seasons, and if you're anything like me, you're not gonna like all the seasons. But it is an opportunity for us to grow. And most of the time, God has something better for you on the other side. You just have to go through the hard season to get there. The current season that I'm in is accepting that I now have 2 adult children. May was a busy month that was full of change. In the beginning of May, my daughter Maggie went on a 2-week trip to Europe. She went with another young girl who was close to her age. And to be honest, it was nerve-wracking for me. I was so worried about her safety. But that, I realized, was my problem. My role is to encourage my children to live their dreams and to pray for them. As soon as Maggie got home from her trip, it was time to jump into graduation week. My baby graduated high school, and I don't like change, but you have to accept it. And sometimes the fear of the fear is worse than the actual thing. And God so graciously put the idea and the feelings in me and made me realize that this is about Jack and this is his time. This is not about my feelings and my emotions. So I decided I wanted him to feel loved and celebrated, because after all, you only graduate high school once. And I think we did a pretty good job.
The state of Georgia. And now declare you graduates. Now turn your test.
We all struggle. It's part of life. One piece of advice that I give my children is to let yourself be upset, to let yourself feel it, but don't stay there. With patience and grace, you can get through it, and you'll look back and see that God was with you all along. Friends, thank you so much for being here today. I hope this video explains why I haven't been here. If you have a prayer request for me, leave it down in the comments section. I consider it an honor to pray for you. And until next time, happy homemaking. While she was in Austria, she went to visit the Arnold Schwarzenegger Museum, and I was so excited about that. She even had me on a video chat, and while she was outside of the museum, she walked me around and showed me everything, including his statue. And the museum is in his childhood home.